Alright, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, whatever time you're tuning into this video, just make sure that it is good. My name is Game Boy Rob, and today we are going to take a look at a deck that seems to be one of the only decks around right now, at least one of the only new decks around right now that can actually go toe-to-toe with Aurelia and her utter insanity. At least one of the only new decks that can do that, right? And this is going to be a deck built around one of the new cards, Chirean Sumpworker. This is a deck that I've called Swimming Sumpworkers because it was not built by me. This is a deck that was built by Swimstream. In case you guys are unfamiliar, I'll leave a link to his channel and his YouTube down below so you guys can go check him out. He's a great content creator. He makes a lot of cool decks. He has a particular affinity, I think, for cheesy decks, namely burn decks and elusive decks, and wouldn't you know it, this sort of combines two of his favorite things. This is a bit of a burn deck, and it is built around the card Chirean Sumpworker, or Korean Sumpworker, or Chirean Sumpworker, or Chirean Sumpworker. I have no idea how to pronounce this card. If you guys want to let me know in the comments if anyone has like an authoritative, like right confirmed, like this is how you pronounce it, I'd love to hear it. But until we get one of those, I'm going to call them Chirean. I'm going to call this a Chirean Sumpworker, and I'm just going to go with that. Chirean Sumpworker is a 2-mana Piltover card. It's a 2-mana 1/2 with elusive. And it says, when you summon another Chirean Sumpworker, obliterate me and transform all allied Chirean Sumpworkers everywhere into Sumpworks Posses. And Sumpwork Posse is this: a 2-mana 4/2 card with elusive that says attack, deal 1 to enemies and the enemy nexus. And that is a skill. It doesn't have the little circle icon there, but it is a skill. Riot, fix your game. But that's what this card is. Essentially, if we can get 2 Chirean Sumpworkers on the field at once, they combine into a posse, into a Chirean posse. And Chirean posses just are completely crazy, utter value cards that can really end the game fast. What's more is, while you have to get 2 out at once and then they combine into 1 to get the first one, every Chirean Sumpworker that you get later is just a Chirean posse and not a Sumpworker, right? So once you get over the first hurdle, once you make 1 posse, every worker is now a posse, right? And so that can spiral out of control pretty fast. So what kind of deck are we using to build around this? Well, essentially just a go face aggro burn deck. We've got cards like Stygian Onlooker, Boom Crew Rookie, the Sumpworker, lots and lots of Doom Beasts, and then like Mystic Shot and Get Excited, Used Cast Salesman, you know, the works. But then we've also got things like Iterative Improvement, Fading Memories, Stalking Shadows, and these things are basically here to just copy Sumpworkers, right? Make multiple copies of Sumpworkers and thus multiple copies of Chirean posses, right? That's the idea. We've got a couple Glimpse Beyonds so we don't run out of steam. And then towards the top end, we've got 3 copies of Unto Dusk that can hit both Doom Beast and let's see, our Stygian Onlookers, right? And get some extra bit of damage in that way. And then rounding out the curve, we've got Used Cast Salesman, which is just like, you know, a good burn blocker. This is just the blocker you use when you're playing burn decks because it still burns but also blocks, which is nice. And then lastly, we've got 2 copies of Funsmith in here. Funsmith is actually hilarious in this deck. Not only does she make our Get Exciteds and our Mystic Shots deal more damage, but the Sumpworker's skill, I know it doesn't say it's got a skill, but it is a skill, does extra damage with Funsmith, and so do Doom Beasts, right? If you have a Funsmith on the field and you play a Doom Beast or an Unto Dusk on a Doom Beast, you deal and heal 3 instead of 2, and that's just game turning right there. That's just game winning. And yeah, that's basically the deck right there. It is very simple. It is not hard. I'm highlighting this deck today in my video because I tried to build my own Chirean Sumpworker deck. I ended up building it around Jinx. I've seen other people's versions of Chirean Sumpworkers that are running 0 champions, which is essentially what we're doing. We're running 1 copy of Teemo, but other than that, we have no champions. Go figure. It's a swim deck. Swim likes throwing random Teemos in his deck for some reason. And I've also seen like zero champions, but running like 3 copies of the Harrowing, which is cute. The Harrowing can summon a bunch of Chirean Sumpworkers. I've seen lots of different iterations of this deck. I think my version was running Jinx, and it didn't end up being very good. And I'm highlighting this one just because it seems to be the best version of Sumpworkers that I have seen so far. This seems to be the most competitive iteration of this deck, and the one that is most likely going to have some sort of staying power. Now, this is a go face burn deck, and it's worth noting that burn decks like this always seem to be really strong at the start of a new patch, right? At the start of a new expansion. And as time goes on and people figure out the meta and new decks, and they refine old decks and, you know, add in new concepts, generally decks like this start falling off and getting a little bit worse. So I wouldn't be surprised if like this is a tier 1 deck for like a week, and then like, you know, a week or so down the road, this is like a tier 2, tier 3 deck that, you know, everyone has forgotten about. But for now, you can get a lot of wins with this deck. You can go toe to toe with Irelia in this deck, or with this deck. I'd say the win rate is probably right around 50-50. They can just cheese out a lot of wins out of nowhere. But if you're smart and you take down their Irelias with your Mystic Shot, maybe with your Get Excited, you can definitely get wins on them just as often as they get wins on you. And then everything else, all the decks right now that are trying to hard counter Irelia probably will lose to this. So if you're sick of Irelia, if you're sick of Azir and you hate them, but you don't want to lose, but you still don't want to lose points on the ladder, this might be the deck for you. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's see if we can get some games with the Sumpworkers. Let's go. And wouldn't you know it, surprise, surprise, game 1 against the Boogeyman. Irelia, Azir themselves. All right, now we're gonna want to have a pretty low curve against this deck. We're not gonna keep Funsmith in our opening hand. We could keep Iterative. Iterative is really interesting in the opening hand alongside a Chirean. I'm gonna try it. I'm not sure it's correct to keep this here, but I'm gonna try it because it might work out. Okay, well, or we might not need it. If we just double draw Chirean, then I mean, ideal, right? That's pretty ideal.
What's today's lesson?
Okay. We see ourselves a sparring student. See what our opponent wants to do here. I'm probably just gonna play a Chirean Sumpworker no matter what our opponent does. I don't think it matters what our opponent does. I'm just gonna drop this. Okay. I don't know that was the play, mister. I don't know that was the play, actually, buddy. You don't have enough to actually go for the flawless duet now. I don't think that was the play, actually. No, that wasn't it. That was not it, my friend. That was not it. You know what is it? The second Sumpworker is it. This is it, actually, though. Okay. Our opponent kindly donates us a Dancing Droplet, which makes sense. They have to block this somehow, right? Or they better, at any rate. We're gonna drop the Onlooker. We'll see if our opponent wants to trade the Sparring Student for the Onlooker. I will offer that trade. I think that trade is totally fine from my perspective. Do they have another recall? Oh my. Oh my. Okay, so they have another recall effect here, but we do get in a cool 5 damage on our opponent here. All right, return Irelia. Works every time. Works every time. Oh god, that's pretty scary. That is less than ideal. Although I did just draw a pretty good answer. I did just draw a pretty nice answer to that, actually.
Of course I'm ready.
Of course I'm ready. Okay, so we will be blocking these with the Boom Crew Rookie. Probably not with anything else.
It wasn't me.
We can block one. We can block one with the Posse as well. Nothing wrong with that. Unless our opponent has a Shapestone in their hand, but I don't play around Shapestone. Some versions of Irelia Azir run Shapestone. I don't respect it. I don't respect those. You just can't respect everything, right? And I don't respect that. And yeah, that's my 2 cents on that one. You can't respect everything when playing against this deck. Fine. That's fine. I am going to... We don't have... Well, we do have... I guess we technically do have something to target with this Unto Dusk. I want to kill this Irelia with this Get Excited, preferably. Although, actually, we might not need to. Then again, if we do go for the second posse, we might not need to do that to Irelia.
That's always been there.
That's always been there. I'm gonna get greedy. I think this is actually better. We're gonna iterative out our second posse and try to clear the board that way. We could even get out a third one. Oh, we could even get out a third one. I don't know that that's correct. That's probably not correct. But you never know. Hey, maybe it is correct. Literally, maybe it is correct, though. That's very interesting. So if I attack with these two posses, presumably my opponent will lose everything. I think I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna attack like this. If our opponent, in order to save Irelia, our opponent already has to have a recall, and we can interrupt that recall with a Get Excited, right? Homecoming. Our opponent wants to homecoming our posse. Yep, I think we're gonna deny that. I think we are just gonna prevent that. Just to stop the draw, we get to keep our posse. Oh, that looks good. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No drawing.
This works. Left foot.
And more importantly, the most important thing there was making sure that Irelia and the sparring student both went down. That's way more important than the actual homecoming that happened there. Ooh, this is such a nice hand. Oh my goodness, this is perfect. This is ideal. Wow. Let's see what our opponent wants to do here.
Every blade,
play another
every
Irelia.
beat in its place.
Fair enough. We're just gonna drop the Doom Beast. We'll play the other Chirean next round. I don't think we need to go for it now. I'd prefer to just make sure I have some blockers. Oh, except Aurelia's leveled up, which is not ideal.
Fight for those who came before us.
This is fine. This is fine. This is a-okay. This is totally fine. Right? We still lose nothing.
Fight for the first lands.
And we could block, but anything that we block with is just gonna get like blade surged, right? They're just gonna blade surge at us. I suppose we can block anyway. Stop a little bit of damage. Block like that. Have our opponent will certainly just blade surge to move Irelia out of the way, deal a little more damage. That's fine. That is fine. Yes, there is a target available actually, and I'm gonna go for this now. Not really a reason not to. We can play the Chirean, right? Our last posse next round, and there should be, and honestly, the open attack should kill our opponent, right? There should be nothing our opponent can do to survive here. But I'm not gonna give them the opportunity to like play a. Yeah, and there you go. And there you go. If you're sick and tired of seeing Irelia, and as you're on the ladder, you're sick and tired of losing to that deck, here you go. Play an even more degenerate deck. Play something that's even scummier. And you'll win some games. There you go. Alright. On to the next one, shall we? Ah, okay. We're gonna go up. We're gonna go up against someone who is not playing Aurelia Azir. Who is not a great hand. I think we're gonna mull everything except for Stalking Shadows. This is basically all the same stuff. Isn't this all exactly what I just mulled away, more or less? Don't you hate that? Don't you hate it when that happens? Don't you just hate that? On the other hand, you love to see that. That, however, is quite delightful to see. Alright, we're gonna drop our 4-1, see if we can get some good old damage on our opponent. Mountain Goat would be in our way. Solari Soldier would be probably the worst thing to see here, which he can no longer drop. Oh, okay, or their own Stygian Onlooker. I guess that's fair. I guess that's fair. You could do that. Do we even trade that? I don't even know. I don't even know what we do to trade here. Do we trade or not? I'm going to choose not to. This dies to the posse, which we're going to get eventually, right? So I think we don't offer the trade there.
We were peaceful once.
Find your own light within
We'll probably
the
just Mystic Shot her.
Yours is the light I cherish, Moon Sister. No more
Yeah,
hiding.
yeah, we're just gonna
Face your heritage.
We're just gonna give Diana a good old bop. Boink.
No.
Okay. And now you guys probably know this, but you generally want to play the ephemeral Chirean first if you can. Because the first one you play is the one that will obliterate itself, and the second one you play is the one that's going to stick around. So this ephemeral one is going to go away, and we're going to keep a real larger one, which is ideal. Absolutely ideal to have this here. Now, we're going to attack with this guy. We're going to deal 5 damage to our opponent.
Temperamental as moonlight.
That's fine. Okay, 4. We're gonna deal 4 damage to our opponent and more or less clear their board. Now they do get to keep hold of this Nocturne, which is not ideal, but hardly the end of the world, right? Considering we can give this guy extra attack, we should be pretty good to go here. We should be pretty good to go here. See if our opponent wants to do anything else here. Oh, okay, you hate to see that. I do hate to see that though. All right, so hopefully we can kill Nocturne here. Our opponent might have like an Unspeakable Horror to save Nocturne. That's about the only thing they could have to save Nocturne. We're gonna glimpse our posse. Okay, they have a Nocturne's Unspeakable Horror to save Nocturne. Fair enough. Fair enough. No. All right, we can just kill Nocturne with this though.
We will be free.
We're gonna drop a Funsmith here, I think. Actually, we should probably be careful. We do need to be a little careful. Nocturne is going to level up on our opponent's next attack, which is not great. Not great. Maybe Funsmith is actually not the play then. Let's actually go Stalking Shadows. Okay, we find ourselves a Doom Beast. Very nice, very nice. And we're just gonna drop a Stygian.
Don't turn around.
Don't turn around. I like Nocturne. Nocturne's really cool. Well, there goes our attack. We're obviously not going to attack with our bird into a Doom Beast like that. I suppose we could have played our real Doom Beast, but I also like saving up mana.
They tried to blind me with resplendence, but they could not break me. Ill met by moonlight.
Okay, wow, that's pretty spooky. That's pretty terrifying. That is pretty terrifying.
It's not exactly legal, but it is exactly awesome.
We're gonna drop Funsmith. We're gonna let our opponent attack. We'll see how they attack exactly. They're probably just gonna attack, yeah, right over.
They will all scream as one.
I guess maybe the play actually there was to go for Unspeakable onto Nocturne. I don't mind this. I do not mind this at all. Oh, hi, Teemo. I think we're gonna do that. Pale Cascade does not save either of my opponent's units here. Another Unspeakable Horror would again save Nocturne, which would be pretty annoying. Looks like that's not what's happening. Double Pale. Double Pale. I would have lost the game straight up to Double Pale Cascade, to be fair. To be quite frank, that would have happened. Wow, my opponent actually did have another Unspeakable Horror. Pretty annoying. Listen. Should be able to just go Teemo here.
Nothing like the great outdoors. Swiftly.
Swiftly. We're just gonna get in a little attack with Teemo. And this game is not exactly going well, right? We are just now starting to damage our opponent. That's not really where we want to be at all. We would like to be, you know, winning the game by now. But you do what you can. Wow, from Unspeakable. That's pretty disgusting. That's pretty disgusting. That is pretty disgusting right there. Let's see what we can get. Ooh. We find ourselves a Lunari Priestess, which is cute. And I think that's just exactly what we're gonna go for. We have one blocker here, which should kind of be all we need for a while against this Nocturne. Falling Comet. Do we actually take Falling Comet here? Falling Comet seems ridiculous. But I mean, like, look at his board, right? I guess we take it. I would never take a Falling Comet in this deck. Nah, we're just gonna take the Trickster. Trickster should be fine.
Greet the night.
Our opponent has to play a unit in order to get Nocturne's effect, and bam, we just draw get excited. So Nocturne shouldn't be an issue.
Her flowers bring the moonlight with them.
Come, tonight we'll bring them to justice.
Oh no. Oh, maybe I should have. Well, maybe I should have actually then. No, because this can block elusives. No, we're fine. This can block elusives. What am I talking about?
Was that a glimmer of starlight I saw?
Was that a glimmer of starlight I saw? All right, we have to kill this Nocturne here. Otherwise, we do lose. We We shouldn't need the second ephemeral Doom Beast. Which is unfortunate. But we do need to be able to block these freaking elusives, so.
And spoil the surprise?
And spoil the surprise? I think we block like this. I think that has to be the play right there. I think that must be the play.
I did my best.
I did my best. So these each deal 3, right? That's 3, 6, 9. We have 9, 10, 11 damage on our opponent. I think our opponent might have us here. It looks like our opponent actually has us here. We're gonna get outvalued. Which, I mean, makes sense, right? That should be what happens here. We'll start with the pass though. See what our opponent wants to do. Our opponent wants to play the Immortal Fire, which came from Eclipse Dragon. You love to see it. You love to see Unspeakable Horror into Eclipse Dragon into Immortal Fire. you love to see it. Oh boy. Ah boy. I mean, I got Unspeakable Horror into Lunari Priestess into, yeah, the Trickster, you know. So like, what? Well, I guess I can't talk. I guess I'm not one to talk. My opponent also has a dragon in there, which is annoying. But yeah, we have to use these Mystic Shots on units, which is not what we want to do. We want them to be going face, especially since we have the Funsmith out. Well, we've got a glimpse beyond.
It's our time.
We're not out of here yet. We are not out of the game yet.
Draw.
You were
Draw.
misguided.
If our opponent has Pale Cascade, we actually just lose here. Which they most likely do. Yep. There it is. There it is. There it is. I guess I needed to play Doom Beast, my ephemeral Doom Beast last round. Can't win them all. That was well done by my opponent. That was well done by my opponent. And that makes sense, right? Decks that do well against us are decks that are good in the early game and have healing. And if there's one deck that does both of those things well, it's gonna be that deck, right? It's going to be the Nightfall deck, so that's fine. That's kind of our natural counter, I think. Or one of our natural counters, certainly not our only one. So, that's okay. We're gonna do another one. We'll keep going. back to the drawing board. All right. Wow, double fading memories. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Of course I'm ready. Don't mind me. Better run.
Well, this is going well. This is going well so far. My opponent has got the time board, but the regular chip. It's all about chrono chip on the time board. Come on, it's all about the chrono chip. So my opponent has 2 dancing droplets. Something I could do is Mystic Shot one of them and then go for Unspeakable Horror, but I don't think that's the play. I don't think that's the play.
All in the shoulders.
It wasn't me.
It might be the play now. Now that my opponent can't go for like a to and what's that card called? To and fro? Lead and follow. Now that they can't go for a lead and follow or a retreat return and then play whatever they get off of it, I think it's slightly safer to go for Mystic Shots. I just kind of want to save these to go face, you know? I just kind of also want to like go face with those. So maybe we just play the Used Cask Salesman instead. I think that's better. I think we need to save our Mystic Shots either to go face or to kill Irelias. I don't think we can use them on dancing droplets.
That's my cue.
Oh, is that your cue?
Maybe you need a closer look.
Maybe you need a closer look. Well, this might be the time where we just use Unto Dusk as draw. Not what you want to do, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
May my steps and my heart be light as air.
That's always been there.
You know, I could have sworn it was my turn to attack. You know, I could have sworn it was me actually who had the attack token here, but whatever. Whatever. I could have sworn it was actually my turn to attack right now.
My first big mission.
My first big mission.
Just gonna put this here.
Turn aside.
Oh, okay. Alright. My opponent actually blocks
Time to go.
the onlooker. Not what I thought they'd do. I thought they were gonna block the Boom Crew rookie for sure there. Happy they didn't. Gotta say, I am glad that they didn't. I like this much better. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. This was looking a little dire there for a second, wasn't it? If we can hold on, next round we'll probably just win. If we can hold on through this turn and then, you know, make sure we don't die to silly things like, you know, silly blade dances during our attack turn, we should actually be able to get the victory here. We might need to, we might need to kill this dancing droplet though.
Favor upon you.
The Emperor's favor upon you. Oh wait, that's fine. Wait, that's super fine.
Shurima lives!
Shurima lives. As long as we kill this dancing droplet, our opponent won't be able to block us, and we should win next round. Unless our opponent has, you know, like more dancing droplets or some other elusive, you know, either I know a way or Green Blade Duo. That could be bad. That could be a problem if her opponent has those things. Yes, hi Chip, you're adorable. Yeah, eat some sand.
Arda's gonna make a meal of them.
Oh, what? that doing here? What the? Hello? Why are you in this deck? Why are you here? Why do I see that? Why is that on my screen right now?
Prepared for anything.
Prepared for anything. Okay, go for it, dude. That should be game. I think that's game. I think perhaps, mayhaps that might be game.
Shurima is sand and sky, past
I think
and present.
I get the feeling it feels like
Shurima,
maybe
your emperor has
that's the game.
returned.
Whee! La, 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 la,
Who
la.
blesses you?
Oh, GG. And there you go. There you go. Pretty good. Pretty good for some little, not quite Yordles. They're not.
Underestimate the power of the Scouts Code.
Yeah. You're very cool, Timo. Yeah, Timo, you did a good job. You definitely did work there, Timo. Yeah, it was all you. But yeah, not bad for a bunch of little, not quite Yordle thingies. Oh, okay, all right. Going up against last week's news. We got last week's news. I don't think we keep Unto Dusk or Doom Beast. Those are both more late game cards. Against this deck, do we keep Mystic Shot against this deck? Actually, I think we do. I'm gonna keep Mystic Shot. We keep the Chirean. These Glimpse Beyonds are not quite what I'm looking for, though. They're not bad, but they're not quite what I'm looking for either.
Pride filled us forever.
Pride filled us forever. Hey, there we are. Hey, there we go. Yeah, we have guests. So obviously a Butcher here is a little frightening. A little frightening. We'll pass. Okay, no Butcher. No Butcher makes me a happy man. Unfortunately, if I go for the Chirean, we will actually pop our opponent's Cursed Keeper for them, which honestly is not the biggest deal in the world. That's not the end of the world. I think I'm still gonna go for it. That's still worth. It's still worth dealing 6 damage to our opponent, you know. This perhaps just denies them a slay, right? If our opponent has like a Blighted Caretaker, it's gonna be a little more awkward for them to use it. I think this is fine.
If I'm forgotten, then no.
That is fine.
I will find someone.
I will find someone. Do I see a Merciless Hunter?
Must be known.
I do not. I do not see a Merciless Hunter. Well, that is fine, sir. I mean, I'm just gonna kill all these things later.
Of course I'm ready.
I don't like how, okay, there's only one thing I don't like about Chrono Chip, and that's the fact that he times you. If you hold out a card. Ah, crap. Ah, crap, that probably means Black Spear. That means my opponent is probably about to Black Spear me. That's not ideal. That is not ideal at all. So we could choose to either deny our opponent the card draw or take card draw for ourselves, right? I think I'm gonna deny the card draw. But yeah, if you hold out a card, you know how all the Guardians will like watch the card? Chrono Chip's animation for watching the card times you. He like sand spills out into his bottom half. Oh, no Black Spear. Excellent. And you know, if you watch this, if you hold it out long enough, he'll fill up with sand and then it'll like time you out. Look at that. I've used too much time. I'm sorry, Chip. Why you gotta time me like that, bro? I take a long time, okay? Very rude, Chip.
Prepared for anything.
Prepared for anything.
So, what does happen to us when we die?
I'll tell you when you're taller. Attacking with the onlooker here might be a bit silly. Because it's probably just gonna get, like, chump blocked. I think this is a good time to go for glimpse. I think that's a good glimpse opportunity. Slows our opponent down, prevents a slay. Attacking with the onlooker is actually pretty pointless. Because, you know, if my opponent doesn't want to, take damage or take damage on his units, he'll just block with a 3-1, which will die anyway. And if he does want, you know, the slay or whatever, then he can just block with thresh. And either way, you know, giving my opponent the choice of 2 things is not generally what you want to do. So I think playing the onlooker here, what I'm trying to say here is that playing my Stygian onlooker was probably a mistake here. That's what I'm trying to say. Playing it was likely a mistake.
The Emperor commands.
The land obeys. So my opponent's Thresh is probably headed straight for my Chireans here. You know what? I think that's fine. If my opponent wants to do that, I think we'll just let him. If my opponent wants to trade Thresh with these guys, we'll just let that happen. I'm just gonna pass. Unless our opponent is actually able to level up Thresh this round, which is possible. Unless they're actually able to do that, I'm just going to ignore it.
See what we see, soldier.
Okay. You're gonna need double butcher or a butcher and a fading icon. Let's see it, buddy. Let's see it, buddy. Oh, there's one.
Azir's command.
Nope, not good enough. Not good enough, friend.
That's always been there.
That's always been there. Alright, so our Sumpworker, oh, I guess Thresh does actually level up here. I guess I should have silenced him. Alright, I guess I should have silenced him with the Moonlight Affliction. But I think we're gonna be okay. I think we'll be fine, honestly. I do think we'll probably be fine. I'll even Unto Dusk here. No, there is a target available. Stop telling me that. There very much is a target available. And then we're just gonna play our ephemeral copy of Sumpworks Posse next round, which will kill Thresh anyway. So like, you know, and then also we're just gonna top deck a real one. So like, you know, like whatever. It's fine. Yo, nice nerf, by the way. Sick nerf. Sick atrocity nerf, by the way. Sucks, dude. That's pretty rough. That's pretty rough. You hate to see it. That is, that was 7 mana to do that. Whoopsies. All right, let's see if we can do one more. Let's see if we can do one more here. Okay, we got some random nonsense this time. We got some Zoe Vi Victor. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I am here for it. Okay, my hand is terrible, but that's okay. My hand is not ideal here. I think we're not gonna, since we're not going first, we're not gonna drop the Onlooker on round 1. I think we're gonna go stalking into Onlooker on round 2. I think that's the play. Maybe I should stop keeping... I should probably not be keeping stalking shadows in my opening hands. That's probably a mistake. It's probably a mistake to keep it like this. We could just go double Onlooker. Onlooker into Onlooker might be better. Yeah, that's probably better. If my opponent drops Ballistic Bot, they take 4.
Humanity is obsolete.
If they had dropped Mountain Goat, they would have lost the Goat and only taken 2. But like, I'll gladly trade my Onlooker with a Goat. That is something I will gladly do.
Safety disengaged.
Okay, we find a Teemo. Little late for our Teemo here, but you know, better late than never.
Flesh was weak, but look at me now.
Okay, I guess we're taking a Boom Crew rookie. I suppose we will be taking a Boom Crew rookie here. This is a deck that likely runs Get Excited. So Funsmith might not quite be the play. Oh. Yeah, serpents suck.
Spilled paint is just accidental.
Serpents are not ideal for us either.
My first big mission.
We're gonna drop the rookie. Rookie does not go down to a serpent.
System upgrade.
Funsmith might go down to a Get Excited.
Firepower.
That'll have to just be fine. We'll just have to be fine with that. Okay. Not quite, not quite.
Don't mind me.
Don't mind me. We do lose our rookie here, but that's okay. He's dealing 3, count 'em, 3 damage
Backfired.
to the enemy nexus for us. So, job well done by our rookie friend.
Safety disengaged.
Job well done by our rookie friend.
Prime and ready.
These ballistic bots are starting to become a little threatening. These ballistic bots are beginning to be a bit threatening. Ugh. I guess we can just drop that. I think I'd rather drop the real one first. Let's just drop the ephemeral. Nope, let's just drop the real one.
Find better this side of the sun.
Piltover Enforcer on the scene.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I don't need a point. Trouble.
That's not
Coming at ya.
ideal. There goes our Funsmith.
Outgun.
Outgunned.
No refunds.
System upgrade.
System upgrade. We're gonna drop a Teemo.
For anything.
This game is not looking so hot for us. We will glimpse that. We'll certainly glimpse there.
Push on without
And
me.
honestly, if our opponent, this actually would be a totally fine position, except that this is obviously a deck that can run healing, right? This is a Targon deck, and thus a deck that can, you know, heal. They can heal, which is obviously cheating. We all know it. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. Healing is definitely cheating. Cheating.
Of course I'm ready.
But only when you're playing Burn. When you're playing Burn, healing is cheating. When you're not playing Burn, it's fine.
Which side was upside again? Whichever way the paint drips, Zoe.
Time to go.
Oh, our opponent just doesn't even block. That probably means they have a star shaping. That's really bad. That likely means that our opponent has a star shaping or something in their hand. And we are likely not going to be able to kill our opponent. Wow, I actually have to like make sure I survive this turn too. Surviving here might not actually be as easy as I imagined it would be. Our opponent's likely just going to open attack.
Headed in.
Yep.
Freeze.
Freeze.
Trouble coming at you.
Whatever.
Maybe you need a
Where are
closer
we at?
look.
We go down to 7. 7's fine. 7 is honestly fine. And I need some more draw. I'm gonna need some more cards, please. These ones just aren't doing it for me. Need some. There it is. There's the one. That's what we're looking for. And honestly, now that we found a Doom Beast and we have double fading memories in our hand, we might be fine. We might be able to just burn our opponent down. Oh yeah, go for it, my dude. Go for it, my dude. Ah, the fangs. That is not a star shaping. That is not a star shaping.
Hey, you brought back my favorite star!
Safety disengaged.
Okay, well, well, alrighty then. We're just gonna see if our opponent has enough healing to stop us from killing them right now. We're just gonna see if our opponent can actually stop us from killing them right the hell now. My money's on no. My money is on they're not gonna have enough. But there literally is. There's one right here. Stop telling me that. Alright, do I see a star shaping? Nope, I don't see a star shaping. And there you go. So yeah, Chirean Sumpworker, not necessary for the deck. It's cool in the deck, and I'm glad we got a couple games in there that showcased how great Sumpworker is. But you don't need it, right? You don't need it. Doom Beast also can definitely be the star of the show, right? And that's why this is a good deck, right? Because when you build a deck that is all around like one card, like cloning Chirean, right? I mean, that's nice and all, but you need other cloning targets, right? And this is a deck that can provide that. Doom Beast is a great cloning target. In a pinch, you can use Stygian or Boom Crew Rookie as cloning targets, right? Maybe even use Cast Salesman if your opponent's at like 4, right? And you need like 4 extra damage, you can play Use Cast Salesman and then like Fading Memories that, and that can be your win con, right? And that's why this deck is good, is because you need multiple synergy points throughout all your cards, and all the cards that can clone Sumpworker can also clone other things, and you have synergy all throughout your deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed those games. Again, this is a burn deck. This is a go face aggro burn style deck, which is going to be strong for like the first week or so of the expansion. After people figure out what's actually good, after people stop messing around with new stuff, maybe we go back to old decks. You can expect that this deck will not be as strong as it is right now, but right now, this is a great secondary. If you're tired of losing to Irelia Azir, or you're tired of playing Irelia Azir, just play this. Just play this. You'll get some wins. You'll do great. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to go check out Swim's stream. He's the one who actually built this deck. I just thought I would highlight it here for you guys. And yeah, with all that said, I'm going to get out of your face. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.